What is at stake is more than one small country. It is a big idea, a new world order. A new world order. New world order. A new world order.
Credibility of the sources are well established and are available upon request. Writers are professed former conspirators who had first-hand access to high classified information which remained so hidden from the world until lately. In May 1, 1776, Adam Weishaupt formed a secret society with its goal of controlling all civil governments and abolish Christianity. Using deception and intrigue, an alliance between the Illuminati and Freemasonry was finally sealed in 1782. In 1871, Albert Pike, a master genius and considered as Freemason's supreme pontiff, continued this idea and ultimately became the head of this Luciferian conspiracy. He then graphically outlined a satanic plot for 3 world wars and various revolutions, which he considered would forward the conspiracy to its final stage in the 20th century. A plot to create a major global conflict will begin by firing up a controversy between 2 forces, bringing the rest of the world into a complete social, political, and economic chaos. Since then, secret societies were formed under various names and guises to conceal their plan. After the First World War, a front was established in London and later extended in the United States under the name of Council on Foreign Relations. These are the men who created the basic structure of the well-known United Nations, employed to carry out the idea of an all-powerful world government. But behind this is an elite group, the real conspirators, the servants of the New World Order, and they are here to conquer the whole world. To facilitate its ultimate goal of ruling the world, they have to control banking, trading, and military systems, destroy all religions including the Catholic Church, reduce population to a manageable size. The United Nations, the well-oiled killing machinery of these rich men, is designated to carry out this heinous scheme. Banks, insurance companies, and multinational corporations are controlled, eventually establishing one powerful global trading system among all countries. A single global monetary system and one world currency will be introduced. As we are now entering the age of cashless society, use of debit card is now gaining acceptance rapidly because of its convenience. Once this has become widely accepted, the next step is to force each individual to be tagged with a personal identification code. Eventually, all will be conforming to the policies of a world central bank. Key government positions are being infiltrated to help draw up national policies in the direction of one world government. A worldwide intervention of one world unified army is called to confront national issues such as protection of economic interest with NATO as its major partner. Nations are cutting back military armed forces while UN is building up peacekeeping forces. This armament program is not to eliminate weapons of all nations and protect the personal security of citizens to obtain peace, but to place all military power in the hands of one global power, powerful enough to enforce the will of its leaders on all mankind. This could be the darkest hour of that great cosmic disturbance and a massive conflict between the forces of good and the forces of evil, between life and death. Threats against life are taking on vast proportions, scientifically and systematically programmed threats. The 20th century will have been an era of massive attacks on life, an endless series of wars, and a continual taking of innocent human lives. In the name of sustainable development, current world population of 5 billion must be reduced to 1 billion, guided by the eugenic principle that only the fit should live. They deceived the humanity by inventing news that the planet is rapidly running out of resources. To protect the Earth, it is necessary to reduce the human population. In 1974, a document was made by the U.S. National Security Council, headed by Henry Kissinger. The study views the population growth as a serious problem in third world countries and a threat to the strategic interests of the United States. Because the United States, with only 6% of the world's population, consumes about 33% of the planet's resources, the National Security Study Memorandum number 200 sees in the high birth rate of foreign countries a source of increased competition for raw materials. And the only solution is to stop the population growth. And this is how they are implementing it throughout the world to achieve population control. The Catholic Church is seen as the greatest obstacle towards a new world order. Pope John Paul knows very well that humanism has made converts even among his highest church officials. In 1986, delegates from the Vatican traveled to Paris to attend the World Congress of Humanists without the Pope's blessing. Culture and religion share the same view, that mankind is not called to be holy, it is called to be happy. That all the glory of life is right here and writes a global community of contentment. The International Planned Parenthood, the world's oldest, largest, and the organized provider of abortion and birth control services, believe that young people must be made aware of their responsibility to limit population growth through sex education. Thus, conditioning the attitudes and behavior of children towards the new order, altering their values so as to readily and easily develop the contraceptive abort mentality. The devil has succeeded in spreading his wicked plans through the careful, persistent, and extravagant use of mass media. Widespread violence, corruption, and hatred is being sown in the hearts of men. A global consortium of broadcasters have committed themselves to conduct propaganda campaigns against deliberate and persuasive messages that are intended to convince families about the population myth of the UN. The plotters will soon succeed in destroying unity at the family, sovereignty of nations, and loyalty to the church, institutions which the enemy sees as stumbling blocks towards global governance. The plan is well underway. Inspired by Satan, these powerful men have now put their powers together to finally develop one global population strategy. Expertly packaged and promoted as UN's concern over world's natural resources, blaming the overpopulation growth as the main cause of depletion of resources, which will cause famine if unresolved. The G7 countries want to reduce population growth of third world countries to gain world's natural resources. Women's right is human right. It is universal, inalienable, and indivisible. Women are given absolute power to kill their own babies and target traditional family, not the government, as the primary violator of women's rights. Free access to reproductive health services and promote quality of life for all. The document endorsed sexual choice for women, safe abortion, and promotes various concepts of family, including endorsement of homosexual marriages and sexual promiscuity. Promotes sustainable development, a criteria to alleviate and ultimately end absolute poverty, unemployment, and social disorder. Sustainable development is to improve world economy. To improve the economy is to kill millions of people through population control. Promote gender equality that would empower women to choose and decide. Enforcing women's sexual and reproductive rights, including the right to choose gender and abortion. Get women out of the home to work, resulting to destruction of family. Promotion of various forms of family, men to men, women to women, etc. Suppression of religious objections to sexual deviance. Adequate shelter for all. Reshape society through housing programs. Urban housing programs to control people, human behavior, and population. Create gendered cities where lesbians and homosexuals will be highly considered, a place where traditional families cannot flourish. As a final move, a major global unrest shall be incited, such unrest which nations cannot contain, and that will be reason enough to embrace a new world order.
John Paul II reminded us that we are not dealing with personalities, but with the principalities of darkness, not with flesh and blood, but with the spirits. We are in the midst of spiritual warfare. And behind all these is the devil, the prince of deceit. I will sprinkle clean water on you, and you you will be clean. I will cleanse you from all defilement of God's love. The alliance of hearts of Jesus and Mary, the ideal of God's love, is indeed the perfect antidote. At Calvary, Jesus offered to the Father his supreme act of sacrifice to repair for the sins of mankind. The heart of Mary, in alliance with the heart of Jesus, was also pierced by a sword. It was this covenant of love which repaired for the sins of mankind. The Holy Father summons us today on the cross by looking upon the one who was pierced. Every person whose life is threatened encountered the sure hope of finding freedom and redemption. Against the threat of life, we have Jesus, who is life, and Mary, the great defender of life, who teaches us to welcome, respect, and uphold life, even to the point of sacrifice. More than a devotion, the alliance of the two hearts is God's greatest instrument for our salvation, the very core of our faith. This admirable alliance between Jesus and Mary is our sure hope in these moments of uncertainty. Where is the total war declared by the powerful being waged against life? It is right in the very sanctuary of life, the unit cell of the society and the church, the family. Abortion, contraception, and euthanasia are all aimed at the destruction of the family. Hence, the very site of the alliance of the two hearts is the family, the domestic church. Thus, the most important apostolate of the church today is the defense and sanctification of the family and the basic ecclesial community. The alliance of the Holy Family International brought together the zeal of the youth, the support of families, the technology of media, and the ministerial guidance of clergy to embark on a worldwide journey of spreading the alliance of the two hearts and the inseparable communion of reparation. The plan: global sanctification of families, basic ecclesial communities, and all the nations of the world as the answer to the enemy's global destruction. By propagating the communion of reparation, we establish the Eucharistic kingdom of Jesus here on earth, thwarting the evil plan of the Illuminati through the godless one world, new world order. In the eyes of faith, even in the darkest moments, hope is never extinguished. You can help hasten the triumph of the Immaculate Heart of Mary and witness the reign of the Sacred Heart of Jesus in your life and in the lives of others. All is not lost. There is hope for the world.